The crystal champagne flute shattered in my grip, sending shards and expensive bubbles cascading down my black designer dress. Nobody noticed. They never do. Even at my own 30th birthday party, I'm practically invisible. Except when I'm making a mess, apparently. I'm Freya, and this elaborate charade of a celebration is supposedly in my honor. The grand ballroom of our family estate is packed with faces I barely recognize, all here to witness what my mother, Victoria, keeps calling my special moment. Darling, there you are. Speaking of the devil, my mother's voice cuts through the ambient chatter like a knife through butter. Do try to be more careful with the Waterford crystal. She snaps her fingers at a nearby server who rushes to clean up my mess. The photographer needs some shots of you with Jaden and Lexi. They look absolutely perfect together. Of course they do. My golden boy brother and his picture-perfect fiancé are everything my parents ever wanted. I trail behind Mother like a shadow, the way I have for the past 20 years at Matthews Industries. Freya! Jaden's megawatt smile doesn't reach his eyes. Little sister, you're not drinking enough. It's your big day. He wraps an arm around Lexi, who's wearing a dress that probably costs more than most people's monthly salary. Oh, I'm drinking plenty, I mutter, accepting another champagne flute from a passing server. Freya, darling, Mother interrupts. Your father wants to make the announcement soon. Are you ready for your surprise? The way she says surprise makes my skin crawl. I've spent enough years in boardrooms to recognize when someone's trying to close a deal. Mother, I thought we agreed. No surprises. My voice is steady, practiced from years of controlling my emotions in hostile takeover meetings. Don't be difficult, she hisses, maintaining her society smile. This is about family legacy. Before I can respond, my father's commanding voice booms through the speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. The crowd hushes. Stephen Matthews, patriarch extraordinaire, commands attention like a conductor leads an orchestra. He's standing on the small stage we usually reserve for string quartets, looking every bit the successful CEO in his tailored suit. Today, we celebrate not just my daughter Freya's 30th birthday, but a momentous occasion for our family and Matthews Industries. My stomach drops. This is it, the real reason for this excessive display of family unity. Freya, please join me on stage, Father calls out, extending his hand in a gesture that looks warm to outsiders but feels like a trap to me. I make my way through the crowd, passing Michaela, my best friend, who gives me a knowing look. She's been warning me about this for months. My daughter, Father continues, has worked tirelessly in our company for the past 8 years. Today, she's made a decision that proves her dedication to our family's legacy. Wait, what? I haven't made any decisions. He produces an envelope from his jacket pocket. Freya has chosen to consolidate her shares of Matthews Industries under the family trust, ensuring our company's future remains secure and unified. The room erupts in applause. I stand there, frozen, as Father holds out a pen and the envelope containing what I assume is the transfer paperwork. Sign it, darling. Mother whispers from behind me. Everyone's watching. They've orchestrated this perfectly. Hundreds of witnesses, cameras flashing, the pressure of public expectation weighing down on me like a ton of bricks. Sign away my birthright or cause a scene at my own birthday party. I take the pen, my hand steady despite the rage building inside me. 8 years of being relegated to shadowy corners of board meetings, watching Jaden take credit for my work, enduring Mother's constant criticism of my lack of polish, and Father's dismissal of my innovative proposals. Looking out at the crowd, I catch Michaela's eye again. She gives me the slightest shake of her head. Then I spot Cynthia, our longtime family associate, raising an eyebrow in question. They both know what I've been planning, what I've already set in motion. I turn to face my father, still holding the pen. I'm afraid I can't sign this, Father. His smile doesn't waver, but his eyes turn to steel. Don't be ridiculous, Freya. We discussed this. No, you discussed this. Among yourselves. Like you always do. I hand the pen back to him. I think it's time for cake, don't you? The silence in the room is deafening. Mother's hand grips my arm, her nails digging into my skin. You're making a scene, she whispers harshly. I gently remove her hand and walk off the stage, head held high. Let them wonder. Let them worry. They have no idea what's coming. Because while they've been planning this little ambush, I've been planning something much bigger. And unlike them, I know how to keep my cards close to my chest. You should have seen their faces when you walked off that stage. Michaela laughs, pouring us both another glass of wine in her cozy apartment. It's become my sanctuary after the disaster of a birthday party 2 nights ago. Victoria looked like she'd swallowed a lemon whole. I kick off my heels and curl up on her oversized couch. They haven't spoken to me since. Just icy silence and pointed looks at the office. Good. Let them stew. Michaela's protective streak shows as she hands me my glass. Remember when we were 16 and Victoria told you that you'd never have what it takes to run the company? How could I forget? It was right after I won that national business competition. I take a long sip. She said, academic success doesn't translate to real-world leadership, darling. Meanwhile, Jaden was failing economics and somehow still being groomed for CEO. The doorbell rings and Michaela jumps up. That'll be Cynthia. I asked her to join us. Cynthia sweeps in, elegant as always in her power suit, straight from the office. Freya, you've caused quite the stir. Your father called an emergency board meeting this morning. My heart skips. And? They're scrambling. Alex is drafting new proposals to pressure you into signing. She settles into an armchair, accepting the wine Michaela offers. But here's what they don't know. I've been doing some digging. Victoria's been quietly moving company assets around. What kind of assets? I lean forward. The kind that shouldn't be moved without board approval. Cynthia's smile is razor sharp. I've got copies of all the documentation. Michaela whistles low. That's why they're so desperate for your shares. Remember last year's Christmas party? I ask, standing to pace the room. When Jaden announced his brilliant restructuring plan? The one you actually wrote? Michaela rolls her eyes. I found the original draft in my desk with my notes all over it. The next day, Jaden presented it as his own work. I pause by the window, watching the city lights blur through unshed tears. Father gave him a bonus and a corner office. While you got moved to the basement office, Cynthia adds quietly. The archive department. I make air quotes. Because apparently a Harvard MBA is best utilized organizing old files. My phone buzzes. It's Lexi of all people. The message reads, Can we meet? Alone? It's important. Interesting timing. Michaela peers at the message. Think it's a trap? Only one way to find out. I type back, tomorrow, 8 a.m., Riverside Cafe. Cynthia stands, straightening her suit. Be careful, Freya. I've heard rumors about Jaden's recent meetings with some questionable investors. What kind of rumors? The kind that suggest he's willing to do whatever it takes to secure his position. She pulls out a USB drive. Here's everything I've gathered so far. Bank statements, email trails, board meeting minutes they tried to bury. I take the drive, its weight feeling far heavier than its small size would suggest. Thank you, Cynthia. I know you're risking a lot. Please. She waves off my concern. I've watched them underestimate you for years. It's time someone showed them what you're really capable of. After Cynthia leaves, Michaela turns to me with serious eyes. Are you ready for this? Once you start, there's no going back. I think about the shares I've secretly acquired over the past year, the evidence I've gathered, the allies I've made. They gave me no choice. Every opportunity, every promotion, every bit of recognition. It all went to Jaden, even when I worked twice as hard. Remember when you landed the Anderson account? Michaela's voice turns bitter. 3 months of work, the biggest client in company history, and Father announced it as the team's success while Jaden stood front and center in all the photos. I drain my wine glass. I was literally pushed to the back row. My phone buzzes again. Mother this time. Your father and I expect you at dinner tomorrow night. No excuses. Michaela reads the message over my shoulder and snorts. They really don't get it, do they? They still think they can order you around like a child. Let them think that. I show her the USB drive. While they're planning their next power play, I'll be 3 steps ahead. What about Lexi? Why would she want to meet now? Maybe she's seen something. Or maybe they're using her to get to me. I shrug. Either way, I'll hear her out. Michaela hugs me tight. Just be careful. You know what they say about cornered animals being the most dangerous? As I gather my things to leave, I catch my reflection in Michaela's hallway mirror. I look different somehow. Stronger, more determined. The scared little girl who used to hide in board meetings is gone. They have no idea. I whisper to my reflection. No idea at all. The Riverside Cafe is quiet at 8 a.m., just how I like it. I spot Lexi immediately. She's wearing oversized sunglasses despite the cloudy morning, hunched over a coffee cup like it's her last lifeline. Thanks for meeting me, she says as I slide into the seat across from her. Her hands are shaking slightly. You look terrible. I signal the waiter for coffee. What's wrong? Lexi glances around nervously before pulling out her phone. I found these on Jaden's laptop last night. He'd been drinking and left it open. She slides the phone across the table. Look at the emails. I scroll through them, my coffee forgotten. They're exchanges between Jaden and some offshore investors, discussing ways to artificially inflate company values before a major sell-off. There's more, Lexi whispers. I heard him on the phone with Victoria last night. They're planning to sell off the company's Asian division, the one you built from scratch. Without board approval? My voice comes out sharper than intended. They're calling it restructuring for efficiency. But Freya... She removes her sunglasses, revealing red-rimmed eyes. They're going to blame any fallout on you. They've already drafted the press release. The waiter brings my coffee. I take a slow sip, buying time to process this information. Why are you showing me this, Lexi? Because it's wrong. Her voice cracks. And because Jaden's not the man I thought I was marrying. Last night, when I confronted him about the emails, She pulls up her sleeve slightly, revealing a bruise. I'm going to kill him. I start to stand, but Lexi grabs my arm. Don't, please, I needed someone to know the truth. She wipes away a tear. I'm leaving him. Tonight. Let me help you, I offer, but she's already shaking her head. I have a sister in Vancouver. I'll be fine. She stands, gathering her things. Just be careful, Freya. They're desperate. After Lexi leaves, I make a call. Gareth, we need to meet. Now. An hour later, I'm in Gareth Erickson's private office, watching him review the emails Lexi forwarded to me. This is illegal on so many levels, he mutters, running a hand through his gray hair. If they sell that division, thousands of jobs lost and our Asian market presence destroyed overnight. I finish. Still want to sell me your shares? He looks up sharply. You're sure you can stop this? With your 15% stake, combined with what I've already acquired and Cynthia's support, I'll have controlling interest. I lean forward. I can protect everything you've built with this company, Gareth. They can't. He's silent for a long moment, staring at the family photo on his desk. Your father and I started this company together, you know? Back when we had nothing but big dreams and bigger debts. And now he's willing to destroy it all for quick profits. Gareth opens his desk drawer and pulls out a folder. The transfer paperwork. I had it drawn up after your birthday party. He signs with a flourish. Don't make me regret this, Freya. I won't. I take the folder, my hands steady despite my racing heart. Thank you. Back at my basement office, I secure the paperwork in my private safe just as my phone rings. It's Mother. You missed dinner last night, she says without preamble. I was busy. Too busy for family? Really, Freya, this rebellion of yours is getting tiresome. She sighs dramatically. Your father and I are willing to overlook your behavior at the party. Come to dinner tonight and we can discuss a more generous arrangement regarding your shares. Actually, Mother, I have dinner plans with Gareth tonight. The silence on the other end is deafening. Gareth? Gareth Erickson? Yes, we had the most interesting conversation this morning about family, loyalty, and the true value of shares. I allow myself a small smile. Send my love to Jaden. Oh, and tell him Lexi says goodbye. I hang up before she can respond. Within minutes, my phone is buzzing with messages. From father, from Jaden, even from Alex, the family lawyer. I ignore them all and dial Michaela instead. It's done, I tell her. Gareth signed over his shares. Holy shit, she breathes. You actually did it. What now? I pull up the company's emergency board meeting protocols on my computer. Now we wait for them to make their next move, and when they do, you'll be ready, she finishes. More than ready. I open my email to find exactly what I expected. An emergency board meeting scheduled for tomorrow morning. I'll be armed with everything they never thought I could get. Be careful, Michaela warns, a cornered Jaden with Victoria backing him. I know. I close my laptop. But they should have thought about that before they cornered me first. The law office of Alex Rogers always smells like expensive leather and regret. I sit across from him, watching him shuffle through the documents I've just handed over. This is... He adjusts his tie nervously. Freya, these documents implicate your mother in serious financial misconduct. I know exactly what they implicate, Alex. I lean back in my chair. The question is, what are you going to do about it? He removes his glasses, polishing them with a cloth, a nervous habit I've observed over years of company meetings. Victoria called me this morning. She wants me to expedite the share transfer paperwork. And? And I told her I would. He puts his glasses back on. But we both know I can't process anything without your signature. My phone buzzes. A text from Jaden. Where the hell is Lexi? I ignore it. Alex, you've been our family lawyer for what, 15 years? 17. He corrects. Then you were there when Father promised me the Asian division would be mine to run? You witnessed it. I remember. He looks uncomfortable. It was right after you finished your MBA. And you were there 6 months later when he gave it to Jaden instead. Freya. He stands, walking to his window. What exactly are you planning? I'm planning to save this company from my own family. I join him at the window. The question is, are you going to help me, or are you going to help them destroy everything we've built? Before he can answer, his office door bursts open. Victoria sweeps in, Jaden right behind her. There you are. Mother's voice could freeze hell. Having a cozy little chat with our lawyer? I turn slowly. Mother, what a surprise. Where's Lexi? Jaden demands, his face flushed with anger. Probably somewhere with better company, I reply coolly. He takes a step toward me, but Mother puts a hand on his arm. Darling, please, we're here to talk sense into your sister. She turns to Alex. Have you explained to Freya the consequences of her reluctance to cooperate? Alex clears his throat. We were just discussing the situation. The situation, I repeat, of you trying to sell off our Asian division without board approval? Or the situation of Mother moving company assets through shell corporations? The color drains from Victoria's face. Jaden looks confused. Clearly, he wasn't in on that particular scheme. You've been going through confidential documents, Mother accuses. No, Mother. I've been doing my job. The job you relegated to a basement office because you thought it would keep me quiet and out of the way. You ungrateful little... Jaden starts forward again, but this time I stand my ground. Careful, brother. Wouldn't want to add assault to the list of charges, would we? Lexi took plenty of pictures of that bruise you gave her. The silence in the room is absolute. Alex has retreated behind his desk, looking like he wishes he were anywhere else. Alex. Mother's voice is steel. Please show my daughter the inheritance clause in her grandfather's will. That won't be necessary. I interrupt. I've already seen it. The one that requires family consensus for major company decisions? Funny thing about consensus, it works both ways. My phone buzzes again. This time it's Cynthia. Board members are arriving early, meeting in 30 minutes. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gather my things. I have a board meeting to prepare for. This isn't over, Mother hisses. You're right about that. I pause at the door. Oh, and Alex, I'd think very carefully about which documents you choose to file today. Some decisions have very long-lasting consequences. In the elevator, my hands finally start shaking. I text Michaela. It's happening. They know something's up. She responds immediately. Cynthia and I are in position. Gareth just arrived. You ready? Am I ready? I think about years of being sidelined, of watching Jaden take credit for my work, of Mother's constant undermining, of Father's broken promises. Ready, I text back. See you in the boardroom. The elevator doors open to the executive floor, and I step out with my head high. Through the glass walls, I can see board members filing into the conference room. Father is already there, standing at the head of the table like he owns the world. My phone buzzes one last time. It's Lexi. Made it to Vancouver. Good luck. Make them pay. I straighten my jacket and check my reflection in a nearby window. The scared little girl who used to hide in board meetings is gone. In her place stands someone they should have been watching more carefully. Time to show them exactly what I'm capable of. The boardroom falls silent as I enter. Father's smile falters slightly when he sees me. I'm wearing the same power suit I wore when I landed the Anderson account, the day he gave Jaden credit for my work. Freya, he says smoothly, I'm afraid this is a restricted meeting. Actually, I slide into an empty chair. As a shareholder, I have every right to be here. A minority shareholder, Mother corrects from her seat beside Father. Her eyes narrow as Gareth enters and takes the seat next to me. Jaden bursts in, his tie askew. Has anyone heard from Lexi? She's not answering her phone. Focus, darling, Mother snaps. We have more important matters to discuss. Father clears his throat. Let's begin. As you all know, we've called this emergency meeting to discuss the restructuring of our Asian division. You mean the illegal sale of our Asian division? I interrupt. The room goes still. Would you like to explain to the board how you plan to bypass their approval? Or shall I? Freya, Father warns, you're out of line. Am I? I pull out a stack of documents. Because I have here evidence of unauthorized asset transfers, backdated board minutes, and offshore accounts that I'm sure the SEC would find fascinating. Cynthia, sitting across the table, slides a USB drive toward the center. I can confirm these allegations. All the documentation is here. Mother's face goes white. Cynthia, remember who your friends are. Oh, I do, Cynthia replies coolly. That's why I'm doing this. Jaden slams his hand on the table. This is ridiculous. Father, shut this down. I'm afraid he can't, I say, pulling out one final document. Not without Gareth's support. And as of yesterday, Gareth's shares belong to me. The room erupts. Board members whisper furiously among themselves. Mother grips Father's arm so hard her knuckles turn white. That's impossible, Father says, but his voice wavers. Gareth would never— I would and I did, Gareth interrupts. After seeing proof of what you plan to do with my life's work, it wasn't a difficult decision. You ungrateful little snake, Mother hisses at me. After everything we've done for you? Everything you've done for me? I stand slowly. You mean like moving me to a basement office? Or giving Jaden credit for my work? Or maybe you mean trying to force me to sign away my shares at my own birthday party? You're making a mistake, Jaden warns, but there's fear in his eyes now. No, brother, the mistake was thinking I would stay quiet forever. I turn to the board members. I move to vote on new leadership, effective immediately. You don't have the authority. Father starts, but Alex, who's been quietly taking notes, looks up. Actually, sir, with Gareth's shares plus the holdings from other silent partners, Freya now controls 53% of the company. Mother's coffee cup crashes to the floor. What silent partners? As if on cue, 3 board members raise their hands. All people they'd overlooked, underestimated, just like me. This is a coup, Jaden sputters. No, I correct him. This is karma. Father stands abruptly. We'll fight this. With what evidence? I ask. The documents you've been shredding all week? Don't worry, I have copies. Or maybe with Lexi's testimony about Jaden's violent tendencies? Oh, wait. She's gone. You bitch. Jaden lunges across the table, but security, which now answers to me, restrains him. All those in favor of removing the current leadership? I ask calmly. Hands rise around the table. Even those who aren't in on my plan can see which way the wind is blowing. This isn't over, Mother says, standing. Her perfect makeup can't hide her fury. You're right. The SEC will have questions, lots of them. I meet her gaze steadily. I suggest you get good lawyers. Not Alex, though. He's already agreed to cooperate with the investigation. Father's face goes from red to purple. Alex? I've seen enough. Alex says quietly, and I've kept quiet long enough. Security will escort you out, I tell my family. Your personal items will be sent to you. Don't bother trying to access your computers. The passwords have been changed. As they're led away, Mother turns back. You'll regret this. Family is everything. No, Mother. Integrity is everything. You just never taught me that. The door closes behind them, and for a moment there's complete silence in the boardroom. Then Cynthia starts to clap, and others join in. But I'm not celebrating. I'm watching through the glass walls as my family is escorted to the elevators, wondering if Mother is right, if I'll regret this. Then my phone buzzes with a message from Michaela. You did it? Drinks tonight? I smile slightly and text back. Can't. Got a company to run. They're calling it the Matthews Massacre in the financial papers. Michaela says, dropping the morning newspaper on my new desk, the one in the corner office that used to be Jaden's. Your family's face is all over the business section. Any word from them? Cynthia asks, reviewing quarterly reports from across my desk. Radio silence for 3 days. I lean back in my chair, exhausted. Though their lawyers have been busy, my phone rings. It's Lexi. I put her on speaker. How's Vancouver? Peaceful, she says. My sister's been amazing, but Freya... I just got a weird email from Jaden. What kind of weird? It's cryptic. He says everything she took will burn. Should I be worried? Cynthia and Michaela exchange glances. Forward it to me, I tell her, and stay where you are. Just then, Alex bursts into my office, looking pale. We have a problem, a big one. What now? Your brother just filed an injunction claiming mental incompetence against you. He drops a thick legal document on my desk. He's saying you've had a psychological break, that you're paranoid and delusional. That's ridiculous, Michaela snaps. It gets worse, Alex continues. Victoria's been meeting with board members' families, spreading rumors about your supposed condition. They're trying to trigger an emergency shareholders meeting. My computer pings. An email from our IT department. The system's picking up unauthorized access attempts from multiple locations, I read aloud. They're trying to hack our servers. I'll handle IT, Cynthia says, already dialing. We prepared for this. Another ping, this time from building security. Ma'am, Mr. Jaden is in the lobby demanding entry. He's causing quite a scene. Don't let him... I start, but I'm interrupted by the fire alarm blaring through the building. That's not a drill, Alex says, checking his phone. There's actual smoke reported on the archive level. The archive level? My old office, where I kept all the original documents. They're destroying evidence, I realize. Michaela, get security footage from the archives. Alex, call the police. Cynthia. Already on it, she says, hanging up her phone. It's locked down the servers and backing up everything to our secure cloud. I grab my laptop and head for the door. I'm going down there. Like hell you are. Michaela grabs my arm. That's exactly what they want. You need to be seen up here, in control. She's right. I take a deep breath and turn to my desk phone instead. Security, this is Freya. Full lockdown. No one in or out without my explicit approval. Through my office windows, I can see people evacuating, smoke starting to drift up from the lower levels. My phone buzzes. Mother. Enjoying the chaos, darling? Her voice is silk over steel. This is just the beginning. You're trying to burn down your own company? No, sweetheart. We're burning down your evidence. There's a difference. She pauses. Though I suppose accidents do happen in old buildings. There are people down there, Mother. Then I suggest you surrender control before things get worse. She hangs up. Alex returns, looking grim. Police and fire department are on their way. But Freya, there's something else. The Asian Division's main server just went dark. What do you mean, dark? Complete shutdown. We're locked out of everything. My phone pings again. An email from an anonymous account. Inside is a video of Jaden in what looks like a server room, grinning at the camera as he pulls cables. He had backdoor access, I realize. From when Father gave him control of my division. Freya, Michaela calls from my computer. You need to see this. She's pulled up the security footage from the archives. The smoke is thick, but I can clearly see two figures in the corner, pouring something on files. Is that your father and brother? She confirms. Timestamp 10 minutes ago. The sprinklers activate on screen, but the damage is done. Years of paper records, soaked or burning. They're not just trying to destroy evidence, Cynthia says quietly. They're trying to destroy you. Make you look incompetent, unstable, dangerous. Well, I straighten my jacket. They're about to learn something about danger. I dial a number I've kept for emergencies. Hello, this is Freya Matthews. I need to speak to Agent Morrison at the SEC. Yes, it's urgent. Tell him it's about corporate sabotage and attempted arson at Matthews Industries. Through the smoke and chaos, I catch a glimpse of Jaden being arrested in the lobby. He looks up at my office window and mouths something that looks like, "You're dead." But I'm not scared anymore. I've spent years being underestimated by my family. Now they're about to learn what that feels like. The emergency shareholders meeting feels like a powder keg waiting to explode. Every seat in our largest conference room is filled with Mother and Father sitting directly across from me, their lawyers flanking them like guard dogs. Jaden's seat is conspicuously empty. He's still in custody after the fire incident. Before we begin, Mother stands, perfectly composed despite everything. I move to have Freya removed from this meeting due to concerns about her mental state. Objection. Alex rises. We have documentation from 3 independent psychiatrists confirming Ms. Freya's complete mental competency. Documentation can be bought, Father sneers. Like the board minutes you falsified? I ask sweetly. Or the asset transfer papers you backdated? These baseless accusations, Mother begins, but I cut her off by clicking a button on my laptop. The large screen behind me flickers to life, showing security footage of the archive fire. Speaking of documentation, I say over the gasps of shareholders, let's discuss attempted arson, shall we? Father's lawyer jumps up. This footage is inadmissible. In court, perhaps. I agree. But this isn't court. This is a shareholders meeting where we're discussing the future of this company. A company that my brother and father tried to burn down 3 days ago. They were destroying their own property, Mother argues. Actually, Cynthia stands, distributing folders. Those documents belong to the company. And thanks to our new digital backup system, we still have copies of everything they tried to destroy. The room erupts in murmurs as shareholders flip through the evidence. Emails, transfer records, falsified board minutes, all meticulously organized. This is a coup, Father thunders, standing so quickly his chair topples backward. You ungrateful child, you've destroyed this family. No, Father. You did that when you chose power over integrity. I remain seated, calm. When you taught Jaden that violence was acceptable, when you let Mother manipulate and gaslight everyone around her. How dare you? Mother starts, but she's interrupted by Agent Morrison from the SEC entering the room with 2 other agents. Victoria and Stefan, he says. We have some questions about those offshore accounts. This meeting isn't finished, Mother snaps. Oh, but it is. I stand now. Shareholders, you've seen the evidence of financial misconduct, attempted destruction of company property, and corporate sabotage. You've also seen our stock price rise 15% since I took control 3 days ago. The choice is yours. Stick with the old guard who nearly destroyed us or move forward with new leadership. You can't do this to us. Father's voice breaks. We're your parents. Parents? I laugh, but there's no humor in it. Parents don't lock their daughter in a basement office. They don't give her brother credit for her work. They don't try to steal her birthright or destroy her career. All those in favor of confirming current leadership under Freya, raise your hands. Alex calls out. Hands rise across the room. Even shareholders who once feared my parents can see which way the wind is blowing. Mother's face goes from pale to ashen as she counts the votes. This isn't possible, she whispers. Actually, it is. I nod to Agent Morrison. They're all yours. As the agents lead my parents away, Mother turns back one last time. Everything we did was for this company. No, I reply. Everything you did was for yourselves. The company just gave you an excuse. The room clears slowly, shareholders stopping to shake my hand or offer congratulations. Finally, only Michaela, Cynthia, and Alex remain. Well, Michaela breaks the silence. That was intense. It's not over, Alex warns. They'll fight this. From jail? Cynthia raises an eyebrow. The SEC has enough to put them away for years. My phone buzzes. A text from Lexi. Saw the news? Are you okay? Before I can respond, another message comes through, from Jaden's lawyer. Client willing to testify against parents in exchange for leniency. Of course he is, I mutter. Loyalty was never his strong suit. What now? Michaela asks softly. I look around the conference room. At the chair where Father used to hold court, at Mother's abandoned designer handbag, at the evidence of their crimes displayed on the screen behind me. Now, I say, we rebuild. The right way. And your family? Cynthia asks. You're looking at my family. I gesture to the three of them. The people who stood by me, who believed in me, who helped me fight back. Blood might be thicker than water, but integrity? I pause, thinking of all the years of manipulation and lies. Integrity is thicker than both. Michaela raises an imaginary glass. To the new Matthews Industries. No, I correct her. To integrity. And to karma. As we leave the conference room, I catch my reflection in the window. I barely recognize the woman staring back at me. Stronger, fiercer, finally free of the shadows they cast. Sometimes I realize you have to burn bridges to build better ones. The prison visiting room is cold and sterile. Mother sits across from me, her designer clothes replaced by a dull orange jumpsuit, her perfect makeup absent. She looks smaller somehow. Come to gloat? She asks, but the usual venom is missing from her voice. No, I came to return this. I place her wedding ring on the table, the one she'd left behind in her office during the evacuation. And to tell you I'm selling the family estate. That gets her attention. You can't. That house is a monument to lies. I cut her off. I'm turning it into a business incubator for young entrepreneurs. People who have great ideas but no family connections to help them succeed. She flinches at the implied criticism. Your father won't allow it. Father signed away his rights to the property as part of his plea deal. I lean back. Jaden did the same. Always the practical one, your brother. A hint of bitterness creeps into her voice. He's serving his sentence in minimum security, I hear. His testimony was very helpful to the prosecution. Mother's hands clench on the table. Why are you really here, Freya? To understand. Was any of it real? The birthday parties, the family dinners, the holidays? Or was it all just theater for the shareholders? For the first time, I see something like regret cross her face. We wanted what was best for the company. No, you wanted what was best for yourselves. The company was just your excuse. A guard approaches, signaling our time is almost up. Mother straightens, a shadow of her old authority returning. The Asian division, she says. How is it? Thriving. Turns out people work better when they're not afraid of their leaders. I stand. Goodbye, Mother. Will you come again? I pause. I don't know. Outside, Michaela waits in the car. How was it? Surprisingly empty, I admit. Like confronting a ghost. My phone rings. It's Lexi. She's back from Vancouver, working with our HR department to implement new workplace safety policies. The Domestic Violence Awareness Seminar is set for next week, she tells me. And Cynthia wants to know if you've reviewed the new board nominations. Tell her I trust her judgment. I look out the window as we pass the old family estate, its gates already bearing the sign. Future home of the Matthews Innovation Center. You okay? Michaela asks softly. You know what's strange? I thought I'd feel triumphant, or at least satisfied. But mostly I feel... free? Yeah. I smile. Free. Back at the office, Gareth is waiting in my office with Alex. The SEC finished their final review. Alex announces. All charges are sticking. Your parents and Jaden took the plea deals. And the shareholders? I ask. Fully behind you, Gareth confirms. Stock's up another 10% this week. My computer pings. An email from Father's prison account. I understand now. I'm sorry. Too little, too late, but something in my chest loosens slightly. Ms. Freya? My assistant pokes her head in. The new interns are here for the mentorship program. I follow her to the conference room where 20 young faces look up at me nervously. They're all from backgrounds like mine. Overlooked, underestimated, hungry to prove themselves. Welcome to Matthews Industries, I begin. Not the old one, a company built on fear, manipulation, and greed. But the new one we're building together. A company where your ideas matter more than your last name. Where integrity isn't just a word on a mission statement. I see hope in their eyes. The same hope I once had before my family tried to crush it. The basement office where I used to work is now our innovation lab, I continue, because sometimes the best ideas come from the places and people others overlook. Later, alone in my office, I find an old photo in my desk. My family at my college graduation, all perfect smiles and hidden agendas. I start to throw it away, then stop. Instead, I place it beside a new photo. Me with Michaela, Cynthia, Alex, and Lexi at the company's relaunch party. Real smiles, real friendship, real trust. My phone buzzes with a text from Michaela. Drinks tonight? We're celebrating Cynthia's promotion. On my way, I reply, grabbing my coat. As I leave, I pass the wall of previous CEOs, ending with my father's portrait. Tomorrow, they'll hang a new picture there. Not just of me, but of the entire executive team. Because that's the thing about real power. It doesn't come from crushing others beneath you. It comes from lifting them up beside you. And that's a lesson my family never understood.